Oh,
Oh, we
well,
have a lot of repetition there,
yeah.
and it's fabulous. Yeah.
How many hooks were there?
Whew. Um, I can't tell you that. I just know they're there because I used the last time we were together, there that term earworms, earworms, and I mean, that's it holds my attention completely. There's so many different things going on. Even the drums. And I play drums because he just the way he does different things and he does it again, but it's they're just great. They're just great for all the structure or the I mean everything you possibly need for a song to hold your attention. They have it. They just have it. The Beatles.
And I purposely picked it because she had a very conventional song
Mhm.
yesterday.
Yeah.
It's quite unconventional. This is much more artistic. Yet it's artistic in a way that we, the audience, can hold on to, and it keeps our attention. And it's so intriguing, we want to hear it again. And of course, with many of us Beatle fans, we want to hear it again and again and again, and everything else they had.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you're waiting after the first verse, you're waiting again to hear Let Me Take You Down.
Yes,
And are also waiting for Strawberry Fields Forever. So everything that happens in between is that sandwich. And then all of a sudden it goes off into the ozone that is nowhere near what that sandwich is. And yet you want to come back to that too at some point, and it merely makes you think because it's the lyrically it's gone into this kind of ethereal, not quite sure what reality is kind of feeling, and yet it then anchors you back again. Let me take you down, Strawberry Fields Forever.
uh, definitely. Uh, and I was listening. I'm going to go. How far are they going to take me before they bring me back? And those of you who have studied with me, I always say the audience wants to hear that again. You can only go so far before you can come back. If you don't go far enough, then my favorite analogy would be when I was teaching songwriting classes. If you pile people in a car and you say we're going on vacation, and you go around the corner and then you come back and we say we're home, and then we're home. We didn't go very far. You don't feel glad to be home again because that song didn't travel too much. Or you were going to go for, a picnic in the country and you drove 500 miles. Well, when you came home, you were exhausted. You didn't get the joy of leaving and the joy of coming back. And a song you have to know how far to travel, when to return. And that is just something you learn as you practice songcraft. And they were consummate song constructors. And every song on that list I gave you, I never thought that Jimi Hendrix was a brilliant songwriter. When we listen to his songs, you're going to hear the very same thing. They just either studied or just had that God gift of a talent to know how far to take a song, when to come back, when to travel some more. Any other comments, or should I go on to? Because I have several Beatles songs here.
And next one's good. But I loved Gail's analysis. It was great.
Yeah. Well, Gail, if you haven't taught a songwriting class, you certainly could.
Yep.
Oh, just another thing on my plate. No.
Actually, Nancy, you could teach one too. Uh, well, those of us have been very committed to songwriting. We to learn. It is like Nancy. I agree. Every day I have things to learn.
Yeah, every day. But you always are talking about John Brahaney, and I will tell you that I have his book. I have his book, and I considered it my songwriting Bible. I literally did. I had that book sitting on my bed. I'd get in bed at night. Sometimes I couldn't go. I always had to read something in that book, and I was so gravitated to it. I think it went to the third edition, and then that was it. But the thing is, it doesn't I'll call it formula. It doesn't change the songwriting formula. It doesn't. You have to have those things in order to have a hit, or even if it isn't a hit, but something you're going to go back to just to listen to. But all the um, every bit of the elements of songwriting, and I agree, Gail definitely could teach a songwriting class, but John Brahaney would be my guru, and you are the guru for Leland, and uh, but it's funny because you really like John Brahaney. I guess you knew him at
Oh,
some point and studied or under him, or I don't know.
with him, I was at the songwriter showcase. We did a lot of things.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. That was,
I
I wish I would
love-
have attended that.
I also love the element of collaboration. Because we are all bound by certain limitations and such. I know that I write a different kind of song if I'm sitting down and playing the guitar versus sitting down and playing the piano. I also know that I write better melodies when I'm not bound by my hands and I am playing no instrument. So it's like I understand what my strengths and limitations are and such, and I like to work with other people who have different gifts and such, and those collaborations can take many forms. Sometimes someone will send me a groove and a chord progression, and then I will just write a melody and lyrics to it. Other times I'll write lyrics and the hint of a melody,